Okay, so we are now about 40 seconds before we air on stereo for the very first time. So, you know. It's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. Welcome to the. Yeah, hello. Welcome to the. Yeah. What? How am I? Stop. There we go. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Discord and See on Stereo. Yes, you're now live and just, I don't know, really don't know what to discuss here. Let's just go this solo talk. We are doing this for the very first time. So, yeah, alright. First thing we will discuss is let's go with voting systems. So there are a lot of different choices to do. Okay, so we will go with the types of voting system by the Electoral Reform Society at electoral-reform.org.uk. Yeah, so we will start with types of voting systems. Go with order voting systems by those with the best proportionality, voter choice, and local representation. So we'll go with that. So let's go with first past the post. Is the name for the electoral system used to elect members of parliament to Westminster. Well, okay. If you don't know what first past the post is, well, former British colonies tend to use the same voting system as Westminster, many including Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Cyprus, Malta, and South Africa. It's stopped, but the US, Canada, India, and many Caribbean and African states still do. Most countries around the world use proportional voting systems. A party winning half the vote would win half the seats in parliament. But as India has over 800 million voters, as individuals, voters, use first past post. So yeah. Let's look at the general elections in Westminster. The votes in the election are conservative 36%, yet they got half of the seats. So you know, this is what first past post is. Yeah. How does first past the post work? Well, voters receive a ballot paper with a list of candidates. As only one MP will represent the area, each party has only one candidate to choose from. Yeah, okay, I'm still visible. This will be a simulcast on Spotify and on YouTube, so yeah. Voters put a cross next to their favorite candidate, but if they think their favorite has a low chance of winning, they may put a cross next to one they like with a better chance of winning. As there is only one candidate from each party, voters who support the party that don't like their candidates have to either vote for a party that they don't support or a candidate they don't like. So that's what first past the post is. It's a really weird system. Even though it's a simple system, there's not much proportionality. So the next is single transferable vote. It is used in Ireland, Scottish local elections, the Northern Ireland Assembly, and in Malta. Ooh, Malta of all places. So the single transferable vote is a form of proportional representation created in Britain, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, Malta, Scotland, and Australia use this system for some or all of their elections. In America, it is often referred to as ranked choice voting in multi-member seats. Australia, they call it hair clock. Rather than one person representing everyone in a small area, bigger areas elect a small group of representatives, such as 4 or 5. These representatives reflect the diversity of opinions in the area. Yeah, that's just how this works. So, yeah. I like doing things solo, so I'm just here yapping. So that's what the single transferable vote is. Like you rank people from 1 to however many. Next is the additional member system. It uses a mix of first past the post, constituencies, and party lists. So how do you vote? Before we go through that, voters in the UK use the additional member system to elect the parliaments of Scotland, Wales, and the London Assembly. When used in Germany and New Zealand, it is called mixed member proportional. Voters, this is how it works. Voters have 2 ballot papers. On the first is a list of candidates who want to be the local member of Parliament. In Scotland, they are called members of the Scottish Parliament, and in Wales, they are called the members of the Senedd, or the MS. Like a Westminster election, the voter marks the preferred candidate with a cross. On the second ballot paper is a list of parties who want seats in Parliament. Each party will publish a list of candidates in advance. A vote for a party is a vote to make more of their list of candidates into MPs. In Scotland, voters elect 73 MSPs from the Westminster style first ballot paper and 56 from the second ballot paper. Damn, right? So that's additional member system. Next is alternative vote plus. Okay, hold on. The alternative vote plus uses a mix of seats, some elected via the alternative vote and some via a party list. Voters vote once with the alternative vote, in which voters rank candidates in order of preference to elect a candidate in each constituency and vote again on a small top-up list to make the overall result more proportional. With the top-up list, voters can either select their favorite party or choose their favorite candidate from the top-up list, and the votes are then allocated to represent each party's share of the votes proportionally. So that's how it works. Next is the two-round system. The two-round system is most famously used in France, where the president, legislature, and regional elections all use this system. At least 40 countries use this system to elect their president. The two-round system is highly disproportional and artificially boosts larger parties. How do you vote with this? On the first election day, voters mark their preferred candidate with an X. If the candidate wins 50% of the vote, they are elected. Otherwise, a second ballot is held, usually 2 or 3 weeks later. In most countries, just the two top candidates go through the second round. The candidate who wins the most votes in the second ballot is elected. So, yeah. Next is the alternative vote. In certain conditions, it would have produced a less proportional result than Westminster's first past the post system. The British public voted not to replace Westminster's voting system with the alternative vote in 2011. So that's some history. The alternative vote is designed to deal with vote splitting. Under Westminster's first past the post system, a candidate the majority dislike can win if the majority split their votes across multiple candidates. It was this problem that Australia to adopt the alternative vote for elections to House of Representatives. The system is also used in Australia's system to elect at least one house of their state parliaments. It is also used to elect the President of Ireland and in many American states and cities. In the United States, the alternative vote is often called ranked choice voting. The vote, how this works is that the voter puts a number by each candidate, with 1 for their favorite, 2 for their second favorite, and so on. They can put numbers on as many or as few as they wish. So that's how the alternative vote works. Next is the supplementary vote. Okay. Was used for electing mayors and police and crime commissioners in the United Kingdom. Alright, it is part of a broad group of preferential voting systems, which include the alternative vote used in Australia and the contingent vote used to elect the Sri Lankan president. There are 2 columns of boxes alongside the candidates' names on the ballot paper. One column of boxes is for voters to mark their favorite candidate with an X, and one in which to mark a second favorite with an X. Voters don't have to mark a second favorite if they have one. Voters can put an X in both boxes for one candidate, but this is effectively the same as just making your favorite and marking your favorite, and no additional benefit comes from this. With supplementary vote, if no candidate gets over 50%, the top two candidates continue to a runoff, and all other candidates are eliminated. In casting the ballot, voters can put a second choice who they vote for in a runoff on the original ballot paper. If your favorite candidate gets through, your vote is counted for them in the runoff. If they didn't, second choice did, your vote goes to them. The runoff candidate with the most votes is declared the winner. Okay. Next is board account. Okay. On polling day, voters get a single ballot paper with a list of candidates. The voters put a number next to each candidate with their favorite at number 1. The points are converted into points with the candidates ranked last scoring 1 point, 2 for being next to last, and so on. The counters add up all the points each candidate receives, and the one with the most points is the winner. Eurovision uses a variation of the system with only the top 10 countries receiving points. Oh, this is okay. I get this part. Party list proportional representation. In party list systems, seats in parliament closely match how many votes each party receives, but there's often a weaker constituency link. How do you vote with this one? Rather than electing one person per area, in party list systems, each area is bigger and elects a group of MPs that closely reflect the way the area voted. At the moment, we have 650 constituencies that elect one member of parliament. Under a party list system, we might have 65 constituencies, each electing 10 MPs. There are 3 ways. 1, let's go with a closed list. Each party publishes a list of candidates for each area, while polling the ballot paper just has a list of parties. Voters mark the party they support. In the system, a party gets seats roughly in proportion to its votes, and seats are filled depending on the order of the list the party chooses in advance. Next is open list. On the ballot paper, each party has a list of candidates. The more votes a candidate gets, the more likely to be in the party's group of MPs that get elected. A vote for a candidate is counted as a vote for a party when it's just decided how many seats each party should receive. This means it is possible for a vote for a candidate to have a candidate a voter dislikes if that candidate is popular with the supporters of the rest of the party. In some countries, you can just vote for a party and leave the order of the candidates up to the other voters. Semi-open list. In a semi-open list, voters are presented with a ballot with the option to vote for a candidate or a party. Like in an open list, voting for a party is taken as an endorsement of the order of candidates chosen by the party. With enough individual votes, candidates can still move up the order. Yeah, so that's just how voting systems work here. Yeah. So, this proportionality, the very best is party list proportional representation. Voter choice goes with the single transferable vote. Local representation, still single transferable vote. Alright. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think that is it. Let's see, what else can we do? Who should we? I don't know what to do now. That was my rant. That was just me explaining. By the way, this country also has, like the country that I live in right now, the Philippines also has a type of proportional representation called parallel voting, where 80% of the House of Representatives is under a first-past-the-post voting system, while the remaining 20% are under a party-list proportional representation system. So, you know, very good. And no. I'll be honest, I don't know where I'm going to upload the video version of this. It's either on the main channel or just post it here on stereo. I don't know. I haven't planned this out. This is my pilot. Yeah, a terrible pilot episode, so, you know. Yeah. Okay, I think that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in here. I don't know why. Alright. Goodbye.